This is the Geneva Shore Report coming to you from the end of the fishing pier in downtown Lake Geneva. The fishing pier is, well, I will turn and face into the sun, which is hard to face into, although these cameras are amazing that they can do that. You can see what's left here of the boat slips that are still in. The piers have not been taken out. And you can see in the distance Lake Geneva, so you can orient yourself as to where we are. And the beauty of the lake, of course, out there, and all those piers that are about to come out too. We are here on...
It is Tuesday morning, September 29th, 2020. I'm Lisa Otto.
And George Busey Jr.
And the Geneva Shore Report.
Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, we are here for the Tuesday morning news report, and we have a lot to discuss, so I'm going to try to keep this straight. First of all, let's cover the meetings last night. We had a Public Works meeting at 4 o'clock last night, and they discussed, they had a discussion and actually recommended, well, first they were discussing the possibility of year-round parking here in Lake Geneva. So you would have to pay for parking year-round, and this was to help build up revenue. Now, parking revenue is up since they raised it to $2 an hour everywhere in Lake Geneva and made it consistent throughout the town or city. So they discussed the possibility of raising it or making it mandated all year. And now I'm stumbling over my words. But what they ended up recommending, which will be sent to City Council, is the incorporation of the month of February into the paid parking months. So that means instead of February 28th being the last day for free parking, the last day would be the end of January. So February 1st, paid parking would begin once again instead of March 1st. So that could be a thing here in Lake Geneva, and that is to able to accumulate the monies received during the Winterfest activities. And
Except there's nobody here in February.
Winterfest.
Oh, so that's what they're after.
Yeah.
Okay, the Winterfest crowd. Okay.
So, and that could make a lot of money. So they're going to check on that and see what City Council thinks and see if it's approved or not. And then they also discussed some road improvement issues like Snake Road. We discussed that in the weather report, and the erosion issues on the entrance of it off of Highway 50. So they're going to try to fit that in to the 2021 street improvement projects. They also discussed Bigfoot Beach area, the South Lakeshore Drive area where the erosion is happening along the lake shore there. So they're going to try to get something done with that. But first, they have to figure out who is in charge of that area and who would be responsible for paying for it and scheduling it and getting it all set up. Because there's not a temporary fix will probably be put in place through the street department here in Lake Geneva, but it won't last long, and they don't expect it to because of the water and the waves and just the way it is over there. So we need a more permanent solution.
But that wasn't the big discussion of the night.
Well, that's at the City Council meeting.
Oh, yeah.
Which no one even expected it to be a big discussion, but it sure ended up being one. And that was the discussion and possibility for a creation of a mask mandate ordinance here in Lake Geneva. Now, this has been on the agenda for many weeks. It's for several months now. And that
would be Lake Geneva having its own ordinance about masks instead of just the governor's.
Right, and that is in anticipation of Governor Evers' mask mandate expiring. So they want to have something in place, or some of them wanted to have something in place in case that would happen. It was a big discussion.
Then there were those who wanted a more rigorous mask policy with more enforcement, because although there's an $80 fine with the governor's mask ordinance, no police agencies have agreed to enforce it.
Right.
How that would be different here, they were talking about a $175 fine for not wearing a mask in a place that you're required to wear a mask. But then again, we don't have that big a police department here. If you think about it, we have only basically probably 10 officers on for a shift. And how many are out on the street of that number? Probably 5 or 6. That creates a problem because you can go anywhere in Lake Geneva, go into a restaurant, go into a coffee shop, and you'll see half a dozen or more people not wearing a mask. We're going to cite all those people, or are you going to pick out just one? Enforcement becomes a problem, and it became a heated debate, didn't it?
Oh, yeah, it did. And they ended up voting. It was 4 4-4, and the Mayor Klein, had to break the tie, and she voted no. So there is no creation of a mask mandate ordinance.
Yeah, we're going with the governor's mandate.
Right. And if it expires, we have
Well,
nothing
it's
in
not the
place.
expiry that's the problem. The problem is Republican Congress wants to repeal it,
Right.
wants to get rid of it.
Right.
And they have a Republican Supreme Court that if they do that, then the likelihood is the Supreme Court, as they did with the last closure, they could overturn it
So,
and would. Anyway,
okay. And then on a fun note, we do have fun things going on. So this weekend over at the Bottle Shop, there is a fall festival going on in the courtyard area. Beth Tumas, the owner of the Bottle Shop, she is wonderful, and she's just great fun to be around. So she puts on a great event. So they're going to have live music, beer and wine tasting. They're going to have t-shirt printing, mums, all kinds of great stuff going on over there for fall. And she was also appointed to the bid last night. So
oh, that's great.
congratulations, Beth. Yeah, we love her. And then also T.R. Rumpke, the owner of Topsy Turvy Brewery, which is...
He's a great guy, too. Yeah.
He has been appointed to the bid also.
So the bid now has 5 members.
Yes. And
Whoa.
like strong members.
Yeah.
So we're excited about that. And the permit for Oktoberfest, that was approved. So that's official now. So October
Unanimous.
10th, 11th, and 12th will be Oktoberfest here in Lake Geneva. It will be a little more spread out and on a smaller scale, but it will happen. So that's good news. And Topsy Turvy Brewery will be, well, they're located right where the beer tent usually is in previous years. So that's like the perfect location, and he will be having all kinds of fall stuff over there and really amping up his game for fall and Oktoberfest. So there will be beer, just at Topsy Turvy instead of a tent.
Okay.
Okay, other than that,
We're going tentless.
they're going tentless. Okay, we're going to wrap this up, and we'll be back later today with more weather, road, and news reports. I'm Lisa Otto,
And George Belushi Jr.
and the Geneva Show Report.
Bye-bye.
Bye.